Good morning, everyone. So this is our lesson for the week. We have Module 3A. Originally, Module 3A and 3B were just simply called Module 3, but it has been broken into two parts for easy understanding. So if you have this document open, you have to scroll down after reading through the introductions. You scroll down to the required writing exercise. The overall assessment question says, how can you model the impacts of climate change using mathematics? So if you take a look at the table below the graph, you are reminded that the objective is start thinking about solving adverse effects of climate change. So your thoughts will be going back to modules 1 and 2 and what you have accomplished so far through your readings. And after reading the article and the other data that are along with your readings, you will create a mathematical model right after this portion that says my thoughts on the situation. And the mathematical model is for you to represent the sea levels. So scrolling down, you will answer each of these prompts. You have 3 prompts. And the first one says using math vocabulary and complete sentences, describe the type of equation that applies to the situation regarding climate change. Include an example in your statement. So you will write your answer in this box. Be sure that you are using the words in the word bank in this box. It will help you have a clearer presentation of your answers. Moving on, you have number 2, using the above graph, this graph, the real world graph. You will now complete the sentence, and it says pick at least 2 sets of ordered pairs that can be included in a table of values for a satellite measurements of sea level changes. And why did you pick those numbers? So if you go back to this graph, pick an easily interpreted set of coordinates from the graph. So, for example, I could pick approximately anything that would coincide exactly to a grid point here. For example, between 2000 and 2020, I would have 2010 for this, for the X value, and 8 would correspond for the Y value. So that is just an example, and you can pick any other points that you will see as applicable to this type of to this question. And then you move on to justifying why you pick those numbers. And then you have prompt number 3 saying, again, using complete sentences, explain the appearance of the graph, the same graph, and as the years progress, how is the sea level changing? So again, you'll put your answer here. Now this portion, I would not even go into a lot of details here. It is self-explanatory portion where it's even optional. Writing a linear equation following the prompts. So quickly, we have, again, the same graph. And here's an example of a graph of a line and the explanations, a quick explanation of this. And again, it will help you, locate 2 points from the graph. It will help you better in here, even as compared to the last one. It's going to be easier to identify points because it's a clean line. And so you can easily locate 2 points, 2 points from the graph, and you write it as an ordered pair. And then you watch this video just to refresh your memory on how to move on from an ordered pair. Now you have to compute the slope, which is actually the rate of change as well. And you need to show your work here. And this is how, this is just a guide on how you solve for B, or the B, which is the part of the y equals mx plus b equation, the y-intercept. So here is again a guide. And then you finally write down, now your line. So in intercept form. And here are also some exercises which are actually optional. Of course, I'll be willing to give you extra points for going through this review. And the meat of your assignment actually is this portion that says modeling multiple representations. I need for you to look at this. I've actually modified the original set of exercises, the original module, by picking for you the two graphs already. So these two graphs, real world graphs, already have regression lines. So you will focus on the black line for easier interpretation of values. So although the actual graph in the real world situation uses the blue lines and the red lines, you will be using the black lines in this particular exercise for both graphs. And so again, using those two graphs, you will have to fill out these tables. You've got to put in the island names. So identify as well the variables for those. So it's just a matter of explaining what actually the x-axis mean and the y-axis. And you will have to use complete sentences to answer this question. How can you model changes in the island sea level using mathematics? So what is your thinking on this question? And then you have to finish these statements here. And this time, at this part here, you've got to go back to the original two graphs. This is your graph 1, and this is your graph 2. And so it specifically states here graph 1 and graph 2. So you will have to choose coordinate points on those graphs and write them here, because you will be using them to complete this part where it says slope-intercept form. You now finally write your again, y equals mx plus b. So if you have gone through the guided exercise before this portion, the one on top, then this should become easier for you. We will be having a live question and answer today, Tuesday, if this is the first time you're opening this. So I'll be entertaining questions regarding this module as well. So I'll see you during our question and answer during our live meeting here using Zoom. So see you later. Bye for now.